I'm James.
Linda. That's Jameson, and I'm Alicia.
My name is James Graham. I'm from Norman, Oklahoma. I weigh about a little over 400 pounds, and I want you to introduce you to my family. This first one coming out is my wife, Alicia.
Hi.
My wife, Alicia. She's also 36 like me, from Norman. Next one coming out is my daughter. This is my daughter, Linda Michelle. She goes by Linda, but we call her Shelly. She's 14 years old. And this last one coming out is my son. Come on, bud. My son, and he's 12 years old, and he's autistic. So one of the things that we not only have to deal with on our normal daily lives is being overweight and heavy and everything, is dealing with an autistic son. And growing up as a child here in Norman, I was really skinny as a kid. Probably until the time I hit puberty. That's when I really started growing up and getting big. I was always the little, scrawny little kid. Especially I did swimming a lot, played t-ball and things like that. But when I got to middle school, around 6th, 7th grade, when I hit puberty, I just sprouted. I went from being really one of the shortest kids in the class to maybe like the tallest or the second tallest kid in the class, almost over in one summer. When we left from 5th grade, coming back to 6th grade, like I said, I was from one of the shortest kids to one of the tallest kids in the 6th grade. And I had pictures that'll show that, of me being skinnier playing t-ball and flag football, to me all of a sudden being the tallest kid playing basketball, playing football, swimming, and things like that. My mom, she's big. She's she's a plus size woman, but when she was in college, she was like a twirler for the Pride at OU. I mean, she was really skinny, wore cheerleading type of outfits and things like that. But over the years, time has taken its toll. And honestly, I think about the same time I started getting big, she started getting big. So it's kind of went hand in hand. But also at the same time, I don't think I pushed them enough, being the fact that, it's hard for me to get up and down the field, to be able to coach, to run the bases and do the drills. I've always had assistant coaches who would do that stuff for me, things like that. So it's changed a lot of things, way you just think on your day-to-day activities. Just by how you sit, like going to a restaurant, usually when you go to a family restaurant, everybody wants to sit in a booth. Booths are comfortable, this, that, and the other. I can't sit in a booth. Usually booths are attached to the wall, and then unless that booth can move forward and back, I can't fit in them. So when we go to someplace out to eat, I always say, can we have a table? I've had an experience one time, working at the nightclubs. Afterwards, go to IHOP, in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and get a table. Well, it's partially chairs, partially booth, but so I pulled a chair up to the end, and they asked me to move because I was blocking the aisle. It's a fire hazard, and it didn't seem like a big deal, but then when they try to sit you in another booth and you tell them you can't sit in a booth, and they make fun of you, to the point to where I actually left and made a big old deal. Even with office chairs, most office chairs aren't regulated for people over 200 pounds, 250 pounds. Over here is my empty computer desk and everything, but this is where I used to spend like majority of my time playing games and everything. But I don't, if you notice my chair, there's no back. I was actually sitting in my chair one day and I'm playing on the computer, and I literally fell back and broke off the back of the chair. And as you see, the leg on it actually is bent. It should be a perfect, 5-star everything, but now it's kind of like a 4.5 star and everything. So a couple things I want to show you here. We've had some problems over the years with my weight. It's challenging. Is it actually have problems even in the bedroom. And if you notice, we have 2 different bedspreads here and pillows at the opposite ends of the bed. The main reason why is when we sleep, I'm so big, I take up so much over half the bed. But when you roll, if you're laying on your back and you roll, you're literally on the other side of the bed. So, sorry, hard to move. That you actually you'll take the entire blanket with you. So, one thing that we've accommodated ourselves is having 2 blankets, bedspreads, whatever you want to call them. It's one of the things I would like to have is just one bedspread rather than having two. Another thing is you should actually see this piece of wood. This is a big king size bed. We have bed slats that hold your mattresses up. Well, my weight over the years, their screws have actually broken off underneath the bed, which actually hold the slats up. We've tried screwing them in, gluing them in, and just over time it keeps breaking into where it doesn't really work anymore. So what we've had to do is we've actually had to use concrete blocks to help hold our bed up. Like most big heavy people, I sleep with a CPAP machine. I have sleep apnea. I used to sleep on this side of the bed. We actually had a problem to where my bed literally broke, and if you see the crack right here, this is where we actually had to, with Gorilla Glue, with clamps and tie rope, and we actually put screws through the bed just to fix the bed. Not to hold it up to where it'll stay, but actually to where we could actually sleep on the bed. I want you to look right here. My seat is actually broken. It doesn't actually hold down to the car anymore. It moves. And this is actually the metal frame that actually held my seat to the floor of the car. And currently what I have to do is I have the back seat folded down, a couple pillows, a trash can, a broom, just to hold my seat up in order for it to hold me when I sit in my car. Glorious convenience stores with a drive-through. That's one of the things about today is not only do fast food restaurants have drive-throughs, so do convenience stores. So you can easily pull up and get a 44-ounce delicious Coke. It's amazing. It's gold money. This door, it's kind of weird to actually have a door with the bottom missing and everything. And it's kind of weird. I actually slipped and fell one day. And when I slipped and fell, I actually rolled through the door. You know, people fall down, they'll hit a door, they might bounce off or slide down. With being, you know, over 400 pounds, I actually fell through the door and everything. So, kind of embarrassing, kind of a reminder that we need to change our lives and everything. And I think, you know, being on The Biggest Loser might really help. I'm thinking this is where, you know, I've actually moved the computer into the living room to where if I'm playing, working, doing gaming, it's actually right next to the printer to where I really don't have to do anything. I can just sit here and spend hours on the laptop rather than. This is Dozer. He's my dog. He's big and fat like the rest of the family as well. Oh, getting out of the couches. Good Lord. Ugh. There's also a problem. Everything slants here on the left-hand side. That's where I usually sit. And just like my bed, break, you know, in the chair, I've actually broken the couch. Literally the leg on the couch actually broke off. To where we have a piece of wood that we use from a fence tie to actually hold it up and everything. I literally have to blow myself out of the chair if it doesn't tip over. And gets to get it shut. So that's my bedroom, that's my living room, and that's one of the things that I would like to lose the weight so I don't have to keep buying furniture or doing pot repairs and things like that just to fix it. So that's one of the challenging things that I face on a daily basis is not just my weight having problems, but breaking things. I'm constantly falling down, and when I do, I break something, whether it's something on my body or physically a piece of furniture and everything. So another thing I want to show you.
Okay. And I think he's huge at this community, but I don't mean that in a good way. So I think his weight is increasing, and I believe that he wants to do the right thing and lose it. So I think The Big Loser is the place where he needs to be.
Good deal. Now, how much have you seen his weight interfere with what you're doing with the job?
Absolutely. When I tell him to really run and get some, he has some puffs, and I feel sorry for him. It takes him a while to get from point A to point B. It is a crucial part of his job to really move, to hustle, to get stuff done. And honestly, the society that we're in, they look at him and he's getting bigger. He's not getting any smaller. So I think give him that chance. Let him be in that show.
I've tried out 8 different casting calls, and I never got a call back, and I always kind of got depressed on myself and never took the opportunity and the time to make a video like this. Kind of embarrassed, kind of scared, like most people, subconsciously, sabotage myself. I don't think I was mentally ready, physically ready, in any aspect, with my job, with my home life, with my wife, my kids. I wasn't ready, so I always made excuses. I didn't have time, or we don't have the right camera, or this, that, and the other. Well, if they just didn't want me based on my casting call, they don't need me, And I think I'm determined, I'm focused, I'm ready. I think it's my time, and I think going to the ranch and being on The Biggest Loser will give me that opportunity. I love my son to death. It's an everyday distraction to where if I had the help and time away from him and my family, which sounds kind of bad, but if I could actually get that opportunity, I could get my life in order, get my body in shape to when I return home, I can help educate my own family, So I think that time at the ranch will actually give me that opportunity to where I can get my body, my mind, in the right direction, so I can get back to doing that, and eventually, getting back to working at a pool, to where I can start being a swim instructor again, start being a swim coach, maybe even lifeguarding, or just coaching other youth, other sports of football and basketball and baseball.
Well, like buying groceries, for example, I have to spend double the amount because he eats more than, say, me or the kids. It would be nice not having to buy furniture every couple years. I would like to have nice furniture. Me and the kids can ride rides, but he can't ride rides. We go to just the regular park, to push the kids on the swings. I can push the kids on the swings, but he gets really tired and winded, and so he has to sit out and watch us do stuff.
Hardly been able to do like fun activities with us because of his weight, and it's a bad habit that we had until recently, until we started going together to our gym and losing weight together.
You were on stage singing, and Dad was sitting on the end on the end aisle, and one of the girls goes, "Is that your dad?" And he was like, and you were like, "Yes," and they were like, "He's so big," and you were like really embarrassed about that.
Yeah, I wanted to come out there and punch him in the face.
My daughter's friends just come up, she said, "Wow, you're big," and I'm like, my immediate response is, "Wow, you're short," So, and it gets them laughing, And one of my things is I like to make people laugh. Anybody that I'm around, I'm always cutting up jokes. If I can make people laugh with me, it doesn't give them the opportunity to laugh at me. Be that guy. I want to be the one that's like, let's go to the park, let's go on a nature hike, instead of like, I just want to sit in my chair and play Xbox and watch TV. I want to be the party starter. I want to be, with my family.
Bye! Bye, you go.
Bye!
Bye, see you later. Thanks a lot, I appreciate it. I'll see you on The Biggest Loser. Bye.